It started with an assignment just in Shekou, where one of the Wah Kwong ships, the Starlight Venture, was going into dry dock for refurbishment. So it started from there, and from that set of pictures that I took, they then asked me to come up with something for the 60th anniversary. I started looking for a kind of storyline. I keep getting this image of a handful of iron ore in some workers' hands. And I started thinking the bulk carrier carrying iron ore from around the world to China, and then gets turned into steel, and then it gets turned into an oil tanker. I mean, from one Wah Kwong ship carrying goods to become another Wah Kwong ship. They got it right away. They realized that then it's not just about Wah Kwong having been in the shipping business for 60 years. It becomes a story about the whole shipping industry. How a handful of iron ore eventually becomes this 300,000 ton, creature that roams the sea. And then from that point on, I kept going back to Dalian at various critical stages of construction. From the very beginning, when the pipes were being put together, I started covering every stage of it. When I shot the steel mill in Ningbo, I knew I had something, because that was the old-fashioned, sort of old-style factory, very science fiction. It was a really fantastic place to be in. The old-style machines tend to have more humanity. It's very exciting, and the smoke and fire and heat and, there's just tiny little people running around. That was the thing. It's the scale of it. I've mostly done travel work all around the world, and this is the first time I've done any sustained kind of industrial photography. There is a certain way I look for a shot, a certain style. Well, I think partly it's the composition, partly is the moment, the emotion that's expressed, which is what is different in this, in that you're dealing with huge hunks of steel or iron ore being dug out of the ground. So it's quite a different, you're trying to find that same emotion in the machines. It's not obvious, the beauty hidden within the industry in terms of factories. You have to look for it, but it's there, and it can be incredibly beautiful. I went on a journey on the AquaVenture, because otherwise the story wouldn't be complete. I was completely awed by the sheer size of these things. We take for granted that oil somehow gets from one place, gets from the Middle East to Asia or to America, and then you realize that the bulk carriers or the crude carriers, they are enormous. It's unbelievable. And I've been to some vast places before, but it's different, it's very different. The way the ocean bounces the light back into the sky is quite extraordinary. And at the scale, as you say, the scale of it is incredible. You really have no idea how big the ocean is, and that's only in the South China Sea. We're trying to present the whole process so that a secondary school student can understand without anybody sitting there explaining things to you. And I think it works, and that's very satisfying. I try to bring the same perspective into the industrial photography that I have shooting the travel work. Essentially, I really just am capable of taking one shot, and that's always the shot I look for. I keep taking the same picture over and over and over again, wherever I am, anywhere in the world. And when I get it, it's good. I'm quite thrilled. I think I'll do more. I'd like to do more.